Yes.
Okay.
They're good.
So today we are continuing our lesson on graphs, and I want to look at this graph from the example with the distance from running. If we're just looking at this, what can we tell? What do you notice? What can you tell and read from this graph just by looking at the graph? Tell me one thing.
I'm done.
Well,
Ladies the fastest. Actually, mine is fastest if she got there at the
Because
same
they're all
time.
connecting at 0 except mine.
If she left 10
Yeah,
seconds
no,
later, I
mine's
got there at the
second
same time.
fastest. Mine's second fastest.
Whoa!
Mine's second fastest.
No, but if she
fast.
left 10 seconds later and got there at the same
But you
time
see
as
the
everybody
steep.
else.
You see how steep it is though compared to Lynn. Exactly. Lynn is still faster.
Yeah, but still, Maya's one is
See, look at me right
short,
there.
is
My hand.
Tyler's
less
slowest.
steep, but started later.
Yeah.
If she started at the same time as everyone else, she'd be the steepest.
Let's look at this. We can compare with triangles
I'll
to
be
see.
right out.
Oh, great.
No, don't do triangles.
Okay.
I say don't bring shapes to the math.
Yeah, Lynn got there before everyone else. Yeah, Lynn got there before everyone else.
Okay, hold on. Allie has something she wants to say now. Go ahead, Allie.
Oh, I was just gonna say with everyone else in the order, I think.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us.
I think that Tyler is first, and Mai is last, and then Diego and what's the other lady is in the middle.
Lynn got there the fastest, right?
Yes. Yeah, and then
Because it's 50?
yes,
Okay.
and then my. Yeah,
And then Diego.
and then
Tyler.
Diego and then Tyler.
Well, no, look.
No.
This is time, right? So, how long did it take him to go 50? Lynn got there first
Oh, then Diego, then mine.
at 30 seconds, and then Diego got there
Well, actually, Tyler and Mai got
in
there at the
25
same time.
and 30 seconds, and then those two got there at the same time in 45 seconds.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Yeah.
But it only took my 35 seconds to get there.
Yeah, so Lynn, mine, Diego, and Tyler.
But it took Lynn from 0 to 20. Oh.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, it took Lynn 20 seconds to get there, right?
Yeah.
It took my 35 seconds to get there, and she started later. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lynn is the fastest because at 10 seconds, he had already gone 25. At 10 seconds, so that's quite a bit faster. Okay. This is important for you to realize that the elapsed, this is the time and this is the distance. Okay? And what does it mean that Maya went through the 10 right there? Emily wasn't here yesterday, so let's tell her, what does it mean that, if we can look at this, what does that tell us looking at the graph?
She started 10 seconds later than everyone else.
She started 10 seconds later because at 10 seconds she was still at 0 distance. Does that make sense, Emily? So we did the race to bumper cars yesterday. Let's talk about space, rocks, and the price of rope. Okay, first thing we're going to do is just look at this graph. Okay? What is this telling us about? What do we notice about this graph?
Proportional.
Okay. Ben says it's proportional. How do you know it's proportional?
Lines are straight. They start from 0.
Lines are straight, goes through 0. Okay? Oh, I'm not even going to write. It's proportional. What else can you tell me about this graph? What does this graph tell you? You guys have this to look at in your packets. Thank you for those of you who are already there. What are they comparing? Allie, what are they comparing?
Asteroid and someone.
Okay. But what are they comparing against each other? I'm looking for the axes.
Oh, the distance.
Distance and time. So if I pick a random time, I know, but I changed my mind. At that time right there, who has gone the furthest distance?
Asteroid X.
The asteroid, because this is where the asteroid is after that amount of time, and this is where the, I don't know what that is.
First sign.
Oh, it's a meteoroid. The meteoroid is at this time. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense.
The steeper ones, once it reaches the top of the graph, it's made it.
No, me.
Well, we don't, what's wrong?
No, I don't know.
Someone's just like.
Yeah, I think it was me.
It's like the dun dun dun
I don't
dun.
No, I was not that.
Lordy. Okay. Come back.
Did it turn me into 6th grade?
The imperial mark?
Yes.
No, I wasn't humming that, but okay.
Okay, come back to me. So the asteroid is going a bigger distance in less time. Does that make sense? It's super important to look at what the distance and the time is, or the axis, so you know what it's telling you. Okay. So the meteoroid proceed 245 and asteroid X travel through the solar system. The graph shows the distance each traveled after a given point in time. Is asteroid X traveling faster or slower, and explain how you know? Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, it's like that.
So I want you to write a sentence, and I want you to write a complete sentence. You already know that asteroid X is traveling faster. So I want you to write asteroid X is traveling faster because, or I know this because, and I want you to use words to talk about what you're seeing and that discussion we just had. And while you're doing that, I'm going to fix my board.
Do we have open gym today, or are we outside?
Probably
It's in the
Gym.
gym because it's colder than yesterday.
I like
Okay,
open
because
gym.
I
I'd rather have
didn't
open
bring
gym in the
my-
winter
I
time
don't think we're-
and not go outside.
Bro,
like
we were
it.
outside, I'd rather just.
In the summer, I want to go outside, but in the winter, I would live.
That makes sense.
That's what we should actually do.
Okay. Asteroid X is faster. I know that because. I never want to know. I like to use a real sentence. That's a good start for the wording. That's good.
Because I think it's. Yeah, right? Like, who's you go like. Wait, you're left. Who else is left-handed?
I just never realized that was left-handed.
We've barely even discovered our ocean,
Avery.
yet we're in space.
I need to cut this out. It's not me. No, I was doing that as a joke.
It was probably Ewing.
I'll be back on.
Ewing, were you humming the Star Wars thing?
I was not at that.
Okay. Share your sentence with someone near you.
I got it right because Miss Queen said that it's traveling faster because it's going up more than the time.
So let's say this is like 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's only gone.
Was that like I will be here.
I know! I'm gonna slap you in the face and I'm pretty much back in the hard part.
Yeah. Yep. So the day I have to leave, I'm gonna wake up everybody and I'm gonna become I'm gonna wake up and upon everyone. And I'll be like,
Okay, class.
yes.
Thank you, Lewis. Okay, let's take a look at this. It says this graph shows the price P of different lengths of two types of rope. What do you notice about this? What do you notice about this? Bella?
That cotton's line is more steeper than
Yep. The cotton line is steeper. Yes, babe.
The cotton rope's more expensive.
It looks more expensive. Okay. Anybody else? What do you notice? What do you wonder? Which axis represents the length and which one represents the price?
The y-axis, I think it's called, for the price, and then the x for the L.
And how do you know that?
From how your trick and like how a y goes like that.
Well, yes, I do appreciate you remembering how to know which one is the Y. But how do you know it represents price? There's no words.
There's spelling.
price starts with P and line starts
And
with
it
L.
says in the description.
There we go. Good. So if you buy 1,000 each of each kind of rope, which will be longer?
No.
Oh, $1.
$1.
Listen, it's so close I can't see it. So okay, let's say this is $1. Whoops, I had that wrong, don't I? How did I label this wrong?
You put a dollar symbol.
But what's wrong with me putting a dollar symbol there?
Because the price is up the
The
top.
price is on the side. This is coming. Okay.
It was so uneven.
Get a ruler.
Yeah, a string.
I don't think you can use a ruler on that thing.
Too bad.
Oh, put your Chromebook up there.
Does it matter where I put this $1 line?
Yeah.
Does it?
No, it does not.
Not really.
Good if I wanted.
I mean, you could just put it at the way top and just have your business fail.
I mean, it could be here, right?
It can be anywhere.
Anyway.
And that's $1. So maybe we're going up by 50 cents, or maybe it's down here, and we're going up by 1. Either way, which one is going to be longer?
The nylon.
Nylon.
The nylon is going to be longer, isn't it?
And cheaper.
So it's like knee, but new, and then replace new with knife. Nylon.
How many of you were holy moly?
Both start with an S, right?
Lucy?
No, Spanish starts with a P.
How many of you guys were surprised that you get more nylon for your money? A lot of you guys were saying the cotton looks more expensive, right?
It is more
It
expensive.
is more expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It's more expensive for less.
The nylon is such a big fabric that it doesn't matter that much.
Okay, how do we feel about this? How do we feel about reading graphs? Okay, we're going to go to the lesson summary. Remember that the lesson summary is kind of like our notes. It helps us know what the important things are. Okay, so go ahead and find the lesson summary. You're going to find the lesson summary. Okay. What you need to remember about comparing on a graph is that you need to compare the same variable. And I would write this down.
Compare the same thing.
Okay.
All the same value, the net rules or M.
That's a check for not having their materials.
Oh, material.
I know, I was figuring out, was it on Monday?
I was like,
Okay. This says, here's a graph that shows the price of blueberries at 2 different stores. Which store has a better price? If we're looking at 2,12 and 3,12, the first variable tells us what?
The weight in pounds.
The weight in pounds.
Yeah.
So weight, comma, cost, right? So for this one right here, we're comparing how much can you get for $12? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which store get Grayson?
The better deal?
Yep.
The one with the 3 and 12. Where did it say the stores? Did it say the stores anywhere? Oh, I don't know. The one with the blue line on your screen.
Yep. This one has the better one, right? Because you get 3 pounds for $12, and at the other store you get 2 pounds for $12. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we go to this one, what are we comparing here?
We are comparing
For $18.
No.
the price for blueberries and the price for blueberries.
We're comparing if we buy 3 pounds, how much will it cost?
$18.
Okay. So you guys, this one here, Mary, I hope you're able to see this.
Imagine guessing I actually recorded.
It is recorded. Okay. So this one says how much does 3 pounds cost? They both have the same X. They both have 3. And that costs about, that's the X one or the Y is the pounds, the number of weight. Okay. So in the green one, we're talking about $12. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you're comparing it, you need to make sure you're comparing the same variable. And you need to know what the variable represents. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes left in class. I want you to work on the practice problems.
I thought you said we were having no homework.
the package that you gave us.
Let's just work on talking.
Well, we don't do right now.
Let's work on how we
homework. So
Yeah.
You do not have homework tonight, but your in-class assignment is to work on practice problems from this section.
Can we work with somebody?
You may work with somebody, yes.
Can we work with 2 people? We'll wait for Dustin.
If you're working, yes.
See, let's.
Okay.
Alright, let's go to a corner.
Unit 2, Lesson 12, practice problems, please.
Do like some lead.
Okay.